Welcome to the Uncultured Roots podcast. It's your boy 17.
It's your man HM Hersham Bawu. What up? What up?
It's your boy G Fly. What up, though, my babies?
And today's episode 30. You was
Three
on it this time.
Thank you. Far too kind.
We
Today-
growing up. We growing up.
Treinta. Episode Treinta.
So this is the beloved Capitalism episode, part 1,
Yeah.
that we talked about.
Great tea. It's not lean.
Yeah, we healthy over here.
Yeah, we switched it up a little bit.
Y'all know this ain't had no Uncle Near.
Right. Uncle there's a,
Water, green tea.
Yeah, straight water.
Like, what's in this nigga red cup?
Right.
Yeah, we
We've
gotta-
been sober,
because we had some mishaps on episodes that would never air.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a gubby sitting at the house on the table. I ain't touched it yet. Last gubby I had, boy, I was high.
Yeah, so won't have the green lights in this motherfucker. Anyhow.
We got the devil ass red lights for this
Right.
capitalism
Right.
episode.
Hey, I see what you did,
right?
See, I know what this thing was doing when you put on the red one, dog. I was like,
I saw it and it didn't register. I'm like, why the fuck you choose red?
don't think this nigga don't know nothing about symbolism.
Yeah, you do.
I caught that shit wrong. Right when he put it up, I was like, red lights, yeah, I got it.
Hell no.
So how y'all brothers doing today, man?
I'm doing all right, man.
Yeah.
You know, even better, man, because they try to make a nigga do 12 hours this week. I said, devil, you a lie.
That's capitalism for your ass.
Oh, yeah. We going to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
always
blessing.
a good thing.
Hey, that's all y'all gonna get from me on mic. I'm alive.
I see you rocking that nice ass Uncultured Roots
Yeah, man.
t-shirt over
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
prototype.
prototype.
My wife made. She surprised me with it yesterday. Thank you, dear.
Bravo,
Hey, man,
bravo.
you got to stand up and show the people, man.
You like that?
You want me to stand up and walk to the camera?
No, you ain't got to stand up. Just I'm giving you some space now. You can show them.
Man, all right. You know what?
Boom, there you go. There you go.
For the close up.
Close up. Don't mind the beer belly.
I ain't fat no more. Not as much as I used to be.
You making changes.
Too
We making
sexy
changes.
for the fat.
I'm.
This is the first fucking episode. Okay, yeah, the first time we actually engaged in the camera. I got to go stand up to that motherfucker. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I was doing. I wasn't try. I ain't think you was gonna get up and go to the
Go walk
camera.
to it.
I was giving you space so you can show the shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
No, man, we saw trial and error around this bitch.
Basically.
So, how's your week, man? You
Yeah,
get
man,
rear-ended
it was,
again. You stayed your ass at home.
I was at home a couple days a week. At work a couple days a week. You know, it was a long,
Yeah, okay. New subject.
tedious
I
work
forgot.
week.
I don't like asking you about your job. You get the option to stay. I'm gonna work from home today.
It's a different kind of work. You know, it's just
I know what you do.
it's tedious on the
I
brain.
won't do your work.
Right.
I always say you got the hardest job in this motherfucker, even though you don't get up and do shit.
Right.
Cause that shit you do. Nah, I'm good.
He do shit. He just all mental.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I need my mind. You know, once this motherfucker starts to go, everything else falls behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd rather work with my hands. I'm
Yeah.
old school. Work with my hands. Use my mind for schemes.
Scheme.
That's exactly what I be doing.
Try to take over the world.
The world, Chris.
Pinky in the brain.
That's right. All right, so let's get this another depressing episode.
Not all depressing.
Yeah,
you know, it's, like you said, it's pros and
This
cons.
we do the pros and cons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's not all depressing. man.
I mean,
You gotta know this shit so
Yeah.
you can be able to maneuver in this world.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So
So what we're gonna do are the pros and cons of capitalism as to how it affects Black people, how it affects our community.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll go for the first question.
I say let's start off like this. Let's start.
Okay.
What is capitalism
Okay.
for people who don't know?
Yeah, we should have did that way.
And I'm I'm a student at Google University.
Mm-hmm. As we all are.
I mean, everybody is at this point.
Google and YouTube. So Google's definition of it from the Oxford languages is an economic and political system in which a country's trade and industry are controlled by private owners for profit rather than by the state.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's break that down. You said it's controlled by private.
Yes.
So private entities and companies.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Because how does a country thrive off of trades and exports and things like that, off of its money?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it just said most of it is private
Right.
entities, not the government,
Right.
not the state.
Right.
So the government is supposed to get their cut through taxes, but we all know that a lot of these corporations don't pay no
Don't
taxes.
pay shit.
So
Exactamundo.
Which means
which means
we are no longer the United States of America. This is the corporate
the
states
United
of the
Corporations.
United Corporations of America.
U.S. Corp. That's what it is.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Yeah, that's your answer right there. All right, show's over. Y'all have a good day.
In a nutshell. How does is capitalism good for society? What are the pros and cons of capitalism on society?
It's not good. I'm just gonna say it. It ain't really good. I mean, it's good as far as you can start a business. It's a free market. You can start a business.
So-called free market.
Yeah.
Well, the reason they call it free market because you're able to start a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you could be able to get in there and make, make a
Anybody could
corporation.
come over and
Yeah,
start
I'm
a-
gonna push back on that a little later.
All right. But that's the only part I can see that's good is that you can you're able to have the freedom to make a business.
Yeah, try to make something out of nothing.
But in the whole, it's not really good. For the simple fact that it ain't no real equality in it. You know what I mean? It really helps to divide in haves and have-nots.
Mm-hmm.
It consumes every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it creates a place where greed could come in and just run rampant.
Right. Yeah, I think that's the big bad part of it is that, a lot of these corporations push it way too far and just keep going, you know what I'm saying? Just so competitive.
Because corporations and just when you start to really dig into it, it's about profit. And when everything becomes about profit, this is why people always say profit over people. Pop.
Mm-hmm.
Profit over people.
Bottom line.
That's it. So that's why you have other countries that are deemed socialist, that private entities are not involved in like things like healthcare, which I'm a proponent of. I don't think healthcare should be privatized.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I think healthcare is a right.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
Yeah, it should be.
You have people that will argue against that, that would say, "Oh, well, that blocks innovation and this, that, and the third." But it's like,
How, Sway?
Yeah, right, how? If they're using the tax dollars correctly,
I say the
for-
same thing.
research and development.
It's
how
a
is
flawed
that-
argument.
Yeah.
It's a flawed argument in my opinion. I don't think that it stifles innovation. I just think it's people that want to get their greedy hooks into every dime that they can get somehow,
Pretty
some
much.
way.
And how better to guarantee your profit than to tie
Keep
people's
motherfuckers
health.
sick.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the healthcare system is really a big sector where capitalism thrives
Yeah,
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is it? 1/5 of the United States economy?
All I know is it's terrible. It's terrible.
Terrible.
I work basically for a company that's for health care. You know, we basically like the middleman between the hospitals and the vendors that makes the things for hospitals. You know, if it's gowns or all type of stuff from just everything down there that a hospital need. You know, we like the middle. That whole
Like the supplier to a degree.
No, we hold what the supply. We the middleman between the suppliers and the hospitals.
Oh, okay. So, I know exactly what you're saying.
So they pay us to have this stuff on hand, and then
You see our warehouse.
Yeah, basically, I was just about to say that's where they stored it at.
Yeah, basically. And so I feel the effects of capitalism at my job all the time. This is why I'm always on here talking about my job. Like, man, fuck them, because there's so much capitalism going on in there that it is really more about money, not the people. I don't give it all the way to the. I don't give a fuck how tired you are. I don't give a fuck about that. As long as we get this shit out and the money coming. So, I feel it all the time, man. It need to be a balance. Everything about balance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We have, in America, though, they do talk about how America is kind of like a hybrid between, because we have elements of socialism and we have capitalism.
Yeah, with like welfare and
So we do have like Social Security, which fucking government been draining dry.
Yeah, ain't gonna do us no good.
But you know what? You know what though? I forgot the guy's name who predicted the crash, the last crash that happened. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't prepared for that. I didn't think I was gonna bring him up, but he was on Vlad. And he was saying, he wasn't really a fan of, what was that? He said he wasn't really a fan of having minimum wage. He said the reason why is because it puts a cap on how much you can make.
How?
Like
minimum wage puts a cap.
Yeah. So, for example, a kid straight out of high school, he doesn't have any prior job experience. He does, because the market is really about paying you according to what you're worth, as far as what's your talent or whatever it is you got to give to the market. So if a kid comes in, that's who it's really for. Is for them. You know what I'm saying? But if you take that away, you can get to how much money you can make, not put no cap on how much it is you can make.
I disagree with that 100%. And the reason I disagree with that is because in capitalism, that's what it is. People capitalize, people take advantage of people. So back in the day, when capitalism was in its purest form, we had slavery. When America decided to become a little more sophisticated, then they started coming up with laws. They had to literally come up with child labor laws. They had to do that because capitalistic people with a capitalistic mind, kids can work. And they know they wasn't paying them shit.
Yeah.
They wasn't paying them anything.
But what he's trying to say is if you take that away, if it's $750, if you could take that away, he can make over $750. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the way it is now, if he coming in fresh out of high school looking for a job,
make $750.
they not gonna want to hire him because like these the places he really need to make some real fucking money at, they ain't gonna want to hire him because like, well, for the market you ain't got it. But if you take that shit away, he can make over $750.
I still disagree because in a
they can
capitalist
also-
mind, they're gonna say if there's no minimum wage in place, we're not gonna pay you anything because you're not. In other words, capitalism has to be controlled at all times to some degree. You have to have regulations in place because if you don't, you allow everything to just run freely. You can say that it's dictated by market value or experience or whatever you have, whatever. But this has been proven in the past that corporations have colluded with each other to keep the value of things low. Right. They say, okay, let's not pay these people X amount of dollars. So no matter wherever the fuck they go.
I mean, shit, they still doing that shit now.
But I'm saying that's my pushback to his argument is they take the side of the capitalist who they think the capitalist has a pure heart. Well, the capitalist doesn't have a pure heart because what you're doing is you're capitalizing off of other people's labor. You're exploiting them. That's what we all do when we go to work. You can say, oh, well, you can dress it up and disguise it whatever way you want to do it and say, oh, well, I'm making a living for myself or pull yourself up by your bootstrap. No. In other words, the amount of profits that you make versus the amount of money that I and this person and that person make per year don't even put a dent into your bottom line of how much money we actually bringing into the fucking company because that's the baseline that y'all agreed to pay us. Right. To wherever is going to not affect your bottom line. I understand the company has to make a profit, but at the same time, how much is my wage actually factoring into your profit? Because the amount of work that I'm doing is driving your profits. The amount of money that you're getting, I'm not seeing nowhere close to that. Right. And you wouldn't be making that money if we weren't in here doing what we were doing. So how is it fair? That's my pushback to him.
Yeah. I kind of don't understand what you're saying. Because if you could take it away and you can make more money and not judge off of what the market tells you.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You basically saying you can set your own worth.
Yeah, basically, what he was trying to.
I see what he's saying too.
I get what he's saying, but I think what you probably didn't hear, you probably not seeing what he's saying is he trying to say if you do it that way, you free up people to do, not the bigger wigs, you free it up for the people on the bottom to make a better wage and not be pigeonholed to this small ass $750. Yeah,
I can sort of see it that way, but at the end of the day, the power still resides at the top. You can't get the job unless they hire you, you can't get hired unless you agree to their terms.
The power resides in the labor. You know what I'm saying? If they do it collectively.
No, you're right. But the problem is, they have so much money that they throw around to put into anti-union type propaganda that they throw out here. This is why half the country sees unions as a bad thing. Oh, well, you have to pay union dues. Well,
I ain't got no problem with that.
Me, I don't either. Especially if you can see where the money's going. Yeah. If I'm paying union dues and I get a pension and not a fucking 401k, I'll probably pay fucking union dues because it's worth it at the end of the day.
I'm gonna tell you what, they scared of them fucking unions.
They are scared
because I remember one time they was working us like a fucking dog, and we had this team meeting and the supervisor talking about we're gonna have to work 12 hours through the week and work a Saturday, and we was like, nah. You know what I mean? That ain't happening.
That's some straight up slave
I mean,
shit.
It pissed us all off. I ain't gonna say what I did, but I had some choice words.
We know what you did,
y'all. Those who know me,
we know what this nigga did.
Y'all know me. I had some choice words.
Oh, that was that day you blew up on. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had some choice words. I had to get my shit off.
Yeah, you did.
So, one of my coworkers was, he wasn't serious, but he was so fired up and pissed off. He mentioned something about the unions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, man, we should get put together. We should have a union. But he was just talking shit. You know what I'm saying? The supervisor got so fucking scared. He went to the general manager. Not even an hour. The general manager called us down there, in a group, trying to get a meeting, talking about. Oh, so you guys are talking about unions and woo. I said, oh, they scared.
Scared.
That told me right then how scary they are.
Yeah.
When you bring up a union in there.
Yeah.
And one of the first things he said, well, you get a union, part of your check is going to go out for the union. And I was sitting there like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I'm saying?
That's part of the deal.
They go, hey man, if I could pay somebody, it could be the middleman and tell you, oh no, you're not about to do that.
And they're going to look out for you, and they're going to fight for raises for you.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, there are some downsides to union, don't get me wrong, but there's more pros than cons.
Yeah.
Nothing's absolute. So
I'm pro union for sure. You know,
me too.
My uncle, man, he been working for Chrysler for shit long as I've known. You know what I'm saying? And he definitely partnered with the union.
Yeah.
So he definitely pro union.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely pro union.
I was part of the union before I crossed over to the dark side. So
This nigga corporate. That's another reason why you put them red lights on, nigga. Yeah, I'm on the dark side of this conversation.
So you
when
know,
I wasn't on the dark side, I was in the union.
So you know how scared he is, how scared he about unions in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I first started, it was already established. It was a strong union already there. So
yeah.
So let me read this. It says, and it's just a random article. Though I'm not going to give you the exact. It's just asking what are the negative effects of capitalism. In short, capitalism can cause inequality, market failure, damage to the environment, short-termism, excess materialism, and boom and bust economic cycles.
Check.
Yeah.
We checking all the boxes, yeah.
Everything you've been seeing on the news,
we checked off all the bad shit.
y'all been seeing what's been going on with the economy. How the government with the debt ceiling and all this ties in to that shit.
I guess I would say what would be the alternative to capitalism?
Okay, so this is the next
Good
question
question.
on there.
Yeah.
It says, what is the difference between socialist and capitalist?
Mm-hmm.
Capitalism is based on individual initiative and favors market mechanisms over government intervention,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
while socialism is based on government planning and limitations on private control of resources. So it's which master do you want
That's
to
what
choose?
I'm
We kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
Which
like
master
you
do
really
you
can't
choose?
win.
Well,
You put your faith in the government.
You have better chance with the government.
You think so?
I don't know. Because you know why? You know why? Because we know, and it goes, to another point we gonna talk about, which is who really runs this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But see,
The government pay the reason why the rich are rich because the rich does the government job for them. Let me say that again. The reason why the rich are rich, and they don't get taxed as much. I know everybody be like, oh man, they got so much money. Why should they should pay more taxes? I'm gonna tell you why they don't. Because they are doing the government job. The government's supposed to supply housing and stuff like this. When you are rich, you own property, you supply the housing, so they gonna give you benefits for supplying the housing.
Yep.
And not only that, when you want to get really deep into the money and you really want to talk about the money and the rich and all of this and all of that, the government technically has no money.
No, they don't.
The government has no money. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, well, they get our taxes. When I say the government has no money, the government has to go through something called the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve is the bank to the banks.
Yes.
This is where the government gets its money. And the Federal Reserve, even though it says federal, is not federal.
Not federal.
At
It's
all.
not connected to the government at all. It is
said
its
it
own
before.
entity.
We said it before. It's not a part of the government. It's not no branch. It's nothing.
Yeah.
It stands alone by
It's
itself.
sovereign. It is literally sovereign. So
You know, if we talk about who runs that, the light might cut off. I'm just being.
want to go too deep.
I'm just being real.
we
Y'all can do your own research. I'm trying to keep this shit on. I'm trying to. We on the 30 episode. I'm trying to get to the next 30.
No, we still got that motherfucking spy box over here listening too. So when we talk about that shit, you gotta unplug that motherfucker and take it in the next room.
Yeah. You saw what I was doing. Y'all do your own research about that.
But
Who runs that?
yeah, so like the government is getting its money from the private, really from the corporations to a degree, because that's who's looking at the Federal Reserve is looking out for the corporations. They're not looking out for us. We have to go to the banks to try to get loans. The banks have to go to the Fed. The Fed is what controls all this shit.
Yeah.
And when they keep interest rates
As
low,
far as the money go.
yeah, and them keeping interest rates low is to try to help the little guy, which is us to a degree.
Yeah.
But it's also to not actually tip over the economy, because they know what happens when they raise interest rates. Then everybody defaults on everything.
Yeah.
Nobody can pay this shit back.
Right.
Then the economy goes in the tank, because what are people not doing? They're not spending their money.
Right.
Yep.
Which is why I'm like, okay, when it comes to capitalism, socialism, that's basically like what we've been doing with these presidents. Which one is the lesser evil?
Of the two evils.
But both of them kind of fucked up, because you see what's going on with capitalism. When it comes to socialism, the government, are they gonna really take care of you? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna really do? Are they gonna really do it like they supposed to? If they're influenced by corporations.
Well, see, that's the thing. Under socialism, they're not influenced by corporations, because they have the power. They control the resource. Like when they nationalize resources, corporate entities hate that, because it's like, now you can't touch this shit without going through the government.
By the government.
Versus in capitalism,
But you know, our government, it got so much democracy that it's just like they don't know what to agree on. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
They don't know what the fuck to agree on. Which, in my opinion, we might need a different type of government.
Well, see, that's what they was trying with this. Even though in America, we are capitalistic, but as I said, we have a lot of elements of socialism. You have to have those in place, because you can't just have a pure form of capitalism. We'll all still be slaves.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of people suffering even worse.
You see what I mean?
Now.
You can't have capital. So when you hear people talking about capitalism, oh, I love capitalism. No, you don't get real capitalism here. Because if you got pure capitalism, we wouldn't own anything. We wouldn't own nothing, which is what, we talked about. They want you to rent the future. This is actually, this is what they're trying to go to, an extreme form of capitalism where you own nothing.
Yeah.
This is, and you don't have to believe me. Research this shit. And when I say research, like, do some real research, not no conspiracy research. This shit is out there. It's not hard. You can look this shit up about how they want you. And they said this. I've listened to, they said this shit at one of them economic forums. I forget which one. I don't know if it was the one from 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but they said that they would you don't have to own anything. The future is in renting.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wants to rent?
Everything.
Everything.
I mean, everybody.
you technically don't own shit anyway, but I mean, you would like to own something. Try.
I mean, people, they sell the renting thing to everybody through convenience.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all.
You don't have to worry about nothing. We handle everything. You just
So
pay us
my
this,
conspiracy
that.
theory self is coming out right now. All right.
I knew this was gonna happen when we talked about that.
Yeah.
You can't avoid it.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying on this podcast does not always mean it's true. I'm just gonna put that out there because anytime
Disclaimer.
it's a disclaimer. I gotta put that out there because last time we did the Great Reset thing,
We got flagged.
FB came for our ass.
Yeah, we
You know
got
what I'm
flagged for
saying?
that shit. Yep.
I was happy as hell we got flagged because that mean, you know what I mean. We
You hitting
saying
the
some
nerve.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Now, in my opinion, you know what I mean. Cell phones and all this shit, you know what I mean, it make you lazy. It make you not want to like Grubhub and all this shit. You don't want to go out and get your food and all this shit. This just makes you lazy. So when things come to a convenience to you, it's easy for you to do this. Hey, I could do this at the snap of the finger. You know, all I got to do is hit this button on this app and I got what I want right here. When you do that, you are taking away, you giving away certain freedoms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like going to the store and getting stuff. You know, you giving that stuff away
Yeah.
for convenience.
Yeah.
So it's easy for them to slide in a Netflix where you don't got a Blockbuster no more to go to get up and go to a video store because it's like, hey, you know what? Right here on your TV. Not only is it on your TV, it's installed as an app on your TV if you got a smart television.
Yeah.
We got smart TVs and smartphones that make people dumb.
Yep.
So this is a part of capitalism where they getting you. They gypping you in that way because they selling this to you through convenience.
Lazy, dumb, and sick.
Yeah. They selling
Hey, that sums it up.
Lazy, dumb, and that's
sums
that's
up what
that's
they-
how I'm trying to sum up what he's saying because I'm like, a food is trash. They don't want you to leave your home.
Exactly.
Yep.
Lazy, dumb, and sick. Yep, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, this is why they thriving.
Easier to hurt.
Keep them all in place. Keep them fat and dumb. Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, we already bad with our health. So the healthcare is thriving.
Yep.
Ain't that something? Yo, your health is bad, but the healthcare industry is thriving like a motherfucker.
Right.
Because
That's
it's
crazy.
privatized.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is go right back to see.
So a lot of Americans is overweight.
Yep.
They ain't eating good food.
Yep.
And who you think thrives off this shit? They making money off of it. And you sick.
Yep. They hand in hand.
I don't want to do this shit no more. I don't want to do this show no more, okay?
They hand in
This
hand
is
with
really
the fast
fucking
food
depressing.
and-
I don't want to do this show no more.
I mean, shoot, hey, this is why we here, to tell the truth. We here to bring the truth, damn it. Don't tell the
I didn't think it was going to be this bad. I'm thinking like,
Hey, you
we'll
want
do the
red
capitalism
pill or the
episode.
blue pill?
Oh my God.
I mean,
This shit is it's pathetic. It's
but
pitiful, man. What the
I'm
fuck?
glad you say that because it's like the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
Because
that's what it is.
a lot of
snap.
what's going on is not what you really think is going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's made to be like that because if you knew the game, the jig would be up.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why I'm trying to learn the game so I have a
Exactly.
chance.
So you
know?
capitalize and take advantage of some
Exactly.
stupid motherfuckers. Hey,
Not
No,
necessarily
hey,
people.
no,
listen.
oh look,
The system.
call it what it is.
Listen, me
Hey,
and her.
don't hate the player, hate the game. Ain't that what they used to say?
Yeah. Look, me and her should be on it. That's all we talking about is shit. How can we invest in
Exactly.
this? What's another way to, you know what I mean, make another
Income stream.
Income stream. This is what we be looking into. You know what I'm saying? And you got to do that nowadays because of capitalism.
Yeah, because if you don't want to be on the other side of the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you either want to get fucked or do the fucking.
Yeah.
So this is the next thing on this list. And I'm not trying to do too much of this because we got our own shit up there.
Yeah.
But it says, is capitalism bad or good? Right off the bat, capitalism is bad.
Yeah.
Capitalism ignores people's needs, results in inequality,
Yeah.
and does not promote equal opportunity. Capitalism also encourages mass consumption, is unsustainable, and provides an incentive for business owners to harm the environment for monetary gain. Capitalism is also ineffective and unstable. Somebody brought that to my attention before and said, how can you have capitalism, which is the ultimate is like profits never stop. You have to keep growing and growing and growing and growing in profits on limited resources on the planet.
It don't make no. It's
not feasible.
Human beings
I
are
think we may have
idiots.
talked about that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Human beings are idiots.
Limited resources. This shit is limited. It's going to run out.
Yeah. And they
But you have to keep growing.
you have to keep growing and getting bigger.
When
and bigger
does it
and
stop?
bigger.
This-
we only got
when
one
the,
planet.
when the
It don't
world
stop.
ends. When
No,
the,
that's
shit,
what
it's
it
all
is.
out.
This is why they going getting in spaceships now.
Yeah, they're trying to find another
They're
planet.
trying to find a way to exploit. Oh shit, we're
You
running
know
out of
what?
resources here. It's got to be another
Let's go to
motherfucker.
Mars.
Let's go to Mars. Strip them of all their copper and shit.
Hey, listen, man. If there's some aliens up there, I can see why they ain't trying to meet us because they know these motherfuckers down here some leeches.
Like locusts.
yeah.
Y'all niggas bring that shit over here. We gonna fuck y'all up.
That's why I said in the other episode, man. They gonna beam this motherfucker. They gonna sling an asteroid this way.
They gonna try to push this motherfucker far away from their orbit. Like,
Push it into the sun.
Oh,
They might. Or
Don't say that.
they be gonna do that, or they gonna push that bitch out to Pluto.
We're gonna freeze.
We just gonna freeze it.
Gonna freeze or burn. Nigga, pick. This episode is depressing as fuck, man. All right, man. Let's go to the more important one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So how does capitalism impact the black community? I mean,
impacts in a crazy way.
it's been impacting us since we landed on this, since they brought us to this motherfucker.
Since
When
they stole us.
They had 400 years of free labor and made
Yeah.
them a strong economy.
Let me clarify this to anybody listening that ain't black. Black people ain't never been comfortable on this North American continent. Don't forget that. I don't care how happy you see us. We ain't never been comfortable over here. Because this ain't our motherland. We've adapted because we were forced to. But the rest of you motherfuckers, oh, well, my family came here. And yeah, your family didn't come here in shackles, motherfucker.
Came willingly.
You willingly came to this
Well,
bitch.
you know, that's part of it. I happen to believe that, since all people, I believe in the archetype, us being the archetype. Everything comes from Africa.
Uh-huh.
You know, if they got here and there was people here, obviously Africans done got here. So I believe black people was already here.
You've been very consistent about that.
Part of that's part of it. You know, of course, they already done taught us about the other Africans being bought over here and sold over here.
Right.
But yeah, we basically been given the boost to the capitalism over here.
Yeah, the economy over here.
We basically built this motherfucker up.
Right. You said at that time, cotton was the kind of like the choice.
Common commodity of the
That-
world.
Common commodity of the whole world.
Cotton and sugar cane.
Yeah, and you got people to pick and harvest it for free. You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
could you not be the most powerful country in the world after that?
Right.
How can
400
you
years
not
of that.
profit?
Exactly.
That's how I never understood like how casinos fail.
Can what?
How casinos fail.
Oh, casinos. Yeah.
You literally hand them money in exchange for nothing.
For nothing.
How do you fail?
Well, that's the truth, nothing. But the mirage is
The experience.
Yeah.
the
you
thrill,
come
the
over here,
rush.
you're going to win the money.
Yeah.
But you're going to lose
You're going to lose more than you
lose.
win. Yeah.
That's why I don't understand how you fail.
Somehow they market it to your psychology that it's just fun playing.
Because a lot of people,
That's
I've seen.
that's what the lights and the
Yeah,
bells and all
that's
the
what it
lights
is.
and-
Because I've seen them market it. They say that. I've seen people say, "Oh, I'm going for the experience. It's a service or experience or some shit." And I'm thinking,
Yeah.
I'm
They
not
ain't never
going to the
been fun
casino
me.
for that shit.
I know.
I take $40 and go, and if I blow that 40, I'm done. I'm
done.
Yeah, and I know. I used to like going to casino. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. I just understand going in like, hey, don't go for the trap. I just understand that the machines got an algorithm,
Yep.
Yeah.
and you could tell the algorithm of a machine when you play it. When you play it, especially if you're playing slots, you put the money in there. it could run hot or cold.
Right.
It could get to a point where you winning, and then it's gonna taper off and get cold
For longer than it was hot.
Yeah, and then this is when people, I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back. I gotta get it back, and you never get it back.
Never get it back,
and then you
end up losing more.
This is why they got ATMs, because this is when you get up, go to the ATM machine trying to get more money. This is when you get stuck in the situation, which I never got stuck. I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do when I play it when it get hot. Boom, if it's hot, boom, when I'm at my peak, like, boom, this is a lot of money. I made more than I bought.
Yeah, that's
now
when I
I'm
stopped.
stopping.
Yep, that's when I stopped too.
Yeah, I'm leaving with my money and yours.
I'm leaving in that bitch with 2 V's, which is a W.
2 V's like a W.
I had to throw that. Oh man,
yeah, I don't think I ever lost more than $10 in total.
Fuck you. I've lost.
I definitely
I
lost
go to a
money
casino to eat, drink, and people watch.
I've lost hundreds of dollars. I'm not even gonna front. But that's why I got the $40 rule.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Not for that other thing.
No,
$40 hot and ready.
I definitely lost, but I won more than I lost.
Yeah.
Because I've known when to stop.
Yeah.
Not me.
I move out and shit, man. Like I said,
I've been told to stop, and I've ignored, and I paid for it, literally.
Yeah.
No, man, I use the algorithm and my instincts. When the instincts say stop, I'll stop. I listen to it. People usually don't.
But as far as capitalism affecting the black community, I mean, the genesis goes as far as slavery, but then once you start moving past that, and when the slaves were freed, they end up having to go back and work for the same motherfuckers that had just enslaved them.
Right, for pennies.
So it's like you doing the same backbreaking labor, but you still not making enough to do what. And then you move on from that, and then you have the Jim Crow era.
Yeah, it's a slow.
They just kept on putting roadblocks up.
Yeah. And then
you free, but we gonna tax you for your freedom with everything. Now you can't eat the best.
Exactly.
The best food because this is white only's pie.
Yeah.
This ain't nigga pie.
Like you said, when we get our own thriving economic situation,
they come and burn our shit down.
That up.
They don't like to see us when we find a way to beat your fucking system.
Yeah.
You do what you always do, and you result to fucking violence. Yeah. That's the only language you seem to understand. And I don't give a fuck who you think I'm talking to. You know exactly who the fuck I'm talking to. I ain't talking to black folks.
Talking to you. Get your shit off.
No, I'm just saying. But it's historically documented.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And everybody want to make shit all brand new, but that shit's still in y'all blood.
He sounded like Puff on Long Kiss Goodnight. Talking to you, motherfucker.
No, I mean, it's just,
you know who I'm talking to.
It's like nowadays they try to blur the lines about shit.
Yeah.
They always telling us we need to forget or let it go or whatever. It's like, but no, you still do sneak shit to us on the low. You always doing sneak shit.
I'm not letting shit go because it still affects me. So.
Exactly. If I forget you slack me in the face, you might try to do it again.
That's the point. This is why you shouldn't forget shit.
So next time I keep remembering you slap me, I can duck and counter. Next time you try.
Uppercut your motherfucker. Ow!
The action of just slapping somebody in the face. How can you just forget about it?
Right, exactly.
It's almost like the audacity.
Yeah, right.
And speaking on, in capitalism, this is another thing. This is another downside to capitalism. And what the fuck do they always tell you in the workplace? What do they always tell you when you get a raise? Don't discuss it with your teammates.
Yeah.
Don't talk about it with your coworkers because they not paying y'all all the same. Even if y'all doing the same exact fucking job, they not paying y'all the same shit.
Some favoritism going on.
So that's why I have to push back when people try to say, "Oh, you have to let capitalism be in its purest form without regulations." Bullshit, because that's been proven time and time again that you greedy motherfuckers will rig the system. You will put everything in your favor and fuck over everybody else, because that's what capitalism is in a nutshell. Capitalizing on the less fortunate motherfuckers that y'all been doing, because that's how the country was founded. Yeah. Capitalizing on the less fortunate people that you've taken advantage of, that you've capitalized on. So don't give me that bullshit, man. There are some good sides to it, but no, it's more bad than good.
I concur.
I completely concur.
I didn't think this show was going to get me riled up.
I told you.
I had a feeling it was.
I thought you niggas was going to have to carry this shit.
Yeah, I was just about to get into it. I was just about to see. Okay,
man.
I'm gonna give y'all some insight. So in the group text, he was like, "Yeah, y'all gonna have to carry the show, man." Because I was like, I told her, so I'm like, "No, we ain't gonna carry it, dog." Because
as much as he been talking about this,
we all kind of we all knowledgeable. You know what I mean? We all knowledgeable. And I knew once we get into it, he was just gonna get.
He's gonna get riled up.
He gonna have a lot to say. You know,
niggas know me better than I know myself. Ain't that some shit?
Hey man, I warned you. I know how to read, folks. Dog. I tell you, I knew you was gonna have to have something to say, dog.
I'm gonna tune out. Y'all talk.
But yeah, a little bit more about how it's affecting the black communities. I mean, we didn't start at the same starting point that everybody else started from.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We've been crawling and scraping and, scratching just to try to get the little bit we got. You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing I wanted to say.
That show you how motherfucking cold hustlers
how great we are,
right? Y'all try to give us shit. Like, y'all ain't want to give us a motherfucking thing. And boy, look at us.
See, and that's another
redlining
thing.
And all
I was just about to say that too.
You
You can't expect black people to view capitalism the way you view it.
Yeah.
Because of the way you put us through capitalism. The same way as black people view this country. You can't expect us to have that same fucking view. And knowing what y'all have done to us and all this. Oh, you don't want to stand up and salute the flag? Fuck that flag. And I ain't anti-American because I am American. But at the same time, y'all have yet to apologize for what y'all have done to black people and what y'all continue to do to black people. And you expect us to just stand up right and just ignore it and get over it, which are your words, not ours.
Right.
So this is why we have them views. This is why we harbor a fucking lot of resentment towards a lot of the shit we see. Period. Y'all don't want to hear the truth, though, because it make you uncomfortable. And we know what y'all do when y'all get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
another kind with capitalism to black people is we kind of want to, instead of being money smart for certain things, we want to spend our money on frivolous shit.
So we look...
Yeah, and then that all goes back to our start here with not having shit.
Yeah,
and when you come from not having shit and you get any type of money, you want to buy nice shit because it make you feel good at the moment.
Right. Yeah,
but we lost the vision of saving money and being money smart.
Right,
for the longevity. Instead of just spending it just to feel good for the moment.
Yeah,
it's been a psychological warfare.
Oh yeah,
since we've been enslaved. So they've even indoctrinated us in our own culture. They've gotten in our culture and brainwashed us to you gotta add this chain, you gotta add this, but they're not teaching you to buy apartment complexes and invest in companies and play around in the stock market. They're not telling you this type of stuff. Invest in land. They're not telling you to do these things. They want you to buy the new Benz. Go cop you a foreign, which is owned by white people. Go spend your hard-earned money for.
It ain't a foreign that owned by black people.
Nah.
So
it's foreign.
It's psychological warfare that they gained. It's so intrinsic. It's the whole game, man. It's that's why capitalism can't just be one episode. This is exactly why we said we have to break it up, and we still don't have a number because this shit might get up to number 11, 12, 13. You don't fucking know.
Yeah, we ain't gonna go that far now.
Hey,
no,
fucking
man.
with me, it might.
No, we can't go that far because then you tune people out. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, good point.
That it just creates a lot of consumerism in the black community to where you want to buy these things, and then in our community, like growing up, having J's was the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And niggas was getting robbed and killed for their J's.
Which is exactly why I never wanted none.
Just like in Detroit, you know, the shades to wear are buffs. You know what I mean? Cardi's. So, you know what I mean? Expensive Cartier is a big brand. You know what I'm saying?
Just getting their noggin knocked off
just to show off,
shits.
just to, you know what I'm saying, have that status symbol.
So many meaningless deaths.
You know, in Detroit, you know, that's a big status symbol that has some buffs. You know what I'm saying? And I can't tell you, man, how many people got robbed for their shit or got killed for their buffs. You know what I'm saying? And it's all because of consumerism, which is, you know, the product of the capitalism.
Yeah.
They give you this shiny object. Hey, look at this.
Yeah,
they market it, make it expensive, and because it's expensive, and you've seen this person market it, now you think you got to have it. Again, psychological warfare.
Right. Yeah.
It's just fucking sad. I mean, I've had 2 pairs of, well, they wasn't called buffs then, but Cardis, and I was wearing them in the D. And I was very fortunate going in gas stations at night wearing them.
What kind do you get?
The woods.
The woods. Oh, see, they not gonna get you like that for them woods.
Oh, okay.
They don't care. They don't really care too much. I mean, it might be a knucklehead might try you for some woods or maybe some wires, but them buffs, they will. Niggas apply on you for them buffs. You know what I'm saying?
I guess I didn't have no buffs then.
No, the buffs is. They like
I know.
The white, especially the white. The whiter it is.
Yeah.
Forget about it. You know what I'm saying? If you got diamonds in the nose, forget about it. Niggas coming for your head. You know what I'm saying?
There's no point in even having that shit.
Yeah. I've always been a low key person, so I don't want to. I don't want to stand out. Like I want to be the. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker.
Blend in.
I'm more so always want to be the guy that's important in the room, but you don't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's in the cut. He in the room, he the important person, but you don't know.
Right.
Yeah, but we all laid back. We laid back in our own ways. Y'all are a little more laid back than I am, but no, it's the same thing. I can't. We got a lot of work to do, and I think this time around, because more people are now more aware of the history and the things that they've done to us. When we start trying to take advantage and control our own destiny in regards to participating in a capitalistic system, we'll be more prepared this time for when we start establishing our own and when they start to try to come after us, because history repeats itself. It's in their blood.
Yeah. Like I said before, I hope, you know what I'm saying, because people are starting to smarten up, you know, about ownership and stuff like that. I hope. Because, you know, the people at the top are so far ahead, so many steps ahead. Once we finally catch up, they probably going to switch some shit around.
They are. You
change
said
the
that.
game.
You said that before. They are.
I mean, they up there where they can make the rules.
Yeah, they can plot. Yeah.
You know the saying, those who got the gold make the rules.
Right.
So, you know, they got the money. And this is another part of capitalism. They change rules by lobbying,
which is bribing.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
I got government.
Hey, you trying to run for office? You need money to
do
back
this.
up. Do this for me. Look out for me.
It's the opposite of giving sexual favors. It's just money.
Political favors.
I mean,
some of it is sexual.
I mean,
too.
they doing that too.
Right.
They doing that too. You know.
Yeah.
This is why you see all of them getting caught up in shit.
Yeah,
it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game.
That one.
I mean, we ain't got to.
Don't die, nigga. Who else gonna do this shit if you was something happen to you?
Like, nigga, we gonna have to learn how to. We're gonna have to learn how to edit.
We're able to.
Nah, man, this shit can't. You know what I mean? Without hurts, dog, this shit ain't going. Dog.
It's over. If anything happened to any one of us, the uncultured roots would be done. Like, we can't do that shit no more, man. Ain't no replacements.
Wouldn't be the same.
It wouldn't. Wouldn't feel the same. Wouldn't feel right.
Yeah.
It's not genuine.
Nah. Nah.
So the next one, I think we kind of touched on this. Who has the power, the government or the corporation?
Yeah, we established that at the beginning. Corporations.
Corporations.
Corporations control the government.
Yeah.
Like I said, they lobby. They basically got the government in their pocket. You know, they need the money to. They basically need the backing. They need the money to run for office.
Corporations like actually bailed out the government.
That's what I was just about to say. They did, and that was part of the reason. That goes into a little bit of how the Federal Reserve was established.
Yeah.
And I want to say 1913, I believe. I think it was established in 1913, but it was somewhere along the lines of that.
That's when it was established here in 1913?
That's when it was passed. They passed. I think it was
the Federal Reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been around for a long time before then. You know, they was it's well, I'll give you a history lesson. I can't remember the exact date, but before then, I know it's before 1913.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they started that Federal Reserve banking system in Europe.
Yeah. Centralized. The Federal Reserve is nothing more than a centralized bank. That's all it is.
And one of the biggest names that's with that, the biggest name, if you do any research, the Rothschilds will come up.
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
And you know,
Rothschilds and a few others. Yeah.
But they were, you know what I mean, big into starting that. And what I've read was, you know, it was like the father sent the sons out to different continents. Mm-hmm. They all went to different, you know, countries and continents and started their own central banking. And that's how that came. Wow.
And the conspiracy is, we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm going to stop right here.
Because I was about to go into the other half of that as to why we got some of these wars now. Is because,
I mean, everybody know that, you know,
yeah.
For a government to go to war, you got to have some money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't fighting if you ain't got no money.
Exactly.
And this is when these banks come into play.
Yeah.
Which also brings up the crazy thing about capitalism is the military industrial complex. Yeah. And that's when private entities come into play with that.
The defense contractors. The defense contractors are mainly responsible, just like
do we all research on this stuff that we talking about?
Yeah, just like the school to prison pipelines for those private jails.
Yeah.
That like all of this stuff. Basically, the moral of the story, to use your words, the moral of the story is the more things that become privatized, the less likely they are to help you. And that's the way I feel about it. That's just my take. That's my opinion. Because they don't care about you. They don't care about the product. They just want the money. Especially when you start talking about in terms of monopolies and things.
Yeah.
You see, and that's a whole nother bracket because there's so much other stuff. That's what I wanted to kind of push back on earlier when they were saying about, capitalism gives you these opportunities and all of that. But the part they not telling you is you can be if you lucky enough to be an upstart, if you lucky enough to be able to clamp down and find the finances to upstart your business. And then if you also lucky enough to start doing good, you know, these corps and stuff, if you start to become a threat to them, they begin to buy you out or sabotage you. You won't even begin to make it to their level.
No, of course, this is where the competitiveness come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the thing with the competitiveness is not bad until the greed comes in.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right. Competitiveness is actually better for the consumer
Yeah.
Yeah, because it gives you an array of
Yeah, you can choose.
things.
Yeah.
You can choose which one you like better. And which one
Monopoly
you
is
go to.
not competition. That's
No.
Exactly.
And this
That's
is-
when
and
shit
this-
start going to
And
hell.
this is when the government get it right, because they step in
Regulations.
and they
Yep.
say, "Hold on, wait a minute," because they like, "All right, y'all killing them enough."
Yeah.
But this is slaughter. Like you can't. No, we gotta stop this
That's
right here
when they get
because
to
you
breaking
can't
up
own
shit.
the whole fucking
yeah,
market.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Standard Oil.
Oh, and they
broke that up.
This is when they did with Microsoft. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Bill Gates thought he was gonna try to come in and get that. It was like, no, nigga, hold on.
You can't own all the fucking.
You can't take all this shit. Like, absolutely not.
So that's why I say we kind of have a hybrid here.
Yeah.
Because the government
But the greed pushes it over the edge, though.
Yeah.
Because
Still way too far over there.
and that ties into extreme capitalism, which is our last topic.
Yep.
yeah, so basically, when you got competitiveness and you got greed, that makes the competitiveness goes to a whole nother level to where you
Right.
do any fucking thing. Like
For that bottom line.
yeah, like the documentary I sent y'all.
Yeah.
It's a guy on the documentary. I don't know if you remember, but he said his job is to go to the opposing company
Oh yeah. And find out.
and find and pull important people from that company to this company, and they do all kind of snake shit like
So
that.
he was pretty much a spy.
Yeah, yeah.
For the other company.
They do that type of shit, and then the greed with the competitiveness will. People already don't mean much to capitalism when it comes to the little man in the workplace.
Yep.
But when it's that competitive and is that greedy, you really don't. They really don't give a fuck because they gonna make sure the bottom line is there, and they don't want to. Like we said earlier, unions get the fuck out of here with that. Like they gonna do whatever the fuck they have to, even leave here and go to somewhere like Indonesia, somewhere like Nike.
Yep.
And basically, we gonna find somebody who pay people cheaper. But the thing about that though is we can't really go over there and tell these people, like, well, you only making cents this hour because you don't know the economy over there. That money that they might be getting from Nike might be the best thing they could get over there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, only thing I don't like about how they treat them over there is the work conditions.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be having them in no fucking slave shop.
Stuff they wouldn't be able to do over here.
See, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by capitalism can't be allowed to run free in its purest form, because look what they always do. They only care about the bottom line. They will say
do whatever they can get away with.
We're not going to pay you $15, $16 an hour here in America. We're going to ship our jobs overseas. That way, the gap will close for the amount of money that we have to spend to ship our product back to the United States, because we can pay these motherfuckers cents on the dollar.
Right.
Now, they're not even doing that anymore. Now it's like, oh, you want $15, $16? Okay, we just bring in robots, automation.
Yeah.
Another thing.
That's capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing. When it gets real competitive and it gets real greedy, this is when corners get cut.
Oh yeah.
Brother.
Corners with safety and compliance and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, not only that,
The environment.
they would do things like put certain things in the food to grow the food faster, and then they find out later on down the line that the food causes that. For example, in the documentary that I sent y'all, there was a company that made it was some type of thing that they put in the cows to make the cow lactate faster. So it can make more milk faster, and they could get it like what they were saying is, the United States was a bust in the milk industry because it's like too much fucking milk.
It's overproducing milk.
Yeah. But what they start to realize is the whatever that is they was putting in the cow to make the cow produce the milk, it was making the cow like the pus and stuff in the milk.
Into the milk.
And also, it was also creating cancer in people.
Yeah.
These are things that happen when they get too competitive and they want to get greedy. They cut corners like this.
They cut corners
more
and then they find out, because they do their own research, believe it or not. They do their own research, but they keep it in-house. It was the same thing with the tobacco industry back in the 40s and 50s. They knew this shit caused cancer, but they didn't tell you.
Yeah.
And they're not going to tell you.
Right.
Because what did we just say? Profit over people. Yeah. It's not about you. They don't give a shit.
Which is insane, because you gonna fuck around and kill everybody. Then who you gonna sell your shit to?
Who you gonna sell to?
This is the same thing. This is the same argument I have about automation. You want to fire all these motherfuckers, put all these robots, and who the fuck gonna buy your shit if ain't nobody got no fucking money?
Ain't nobody afford to buy it.
But see, that's a prime example of how greed. This is extreme capitalism. Greed takes over your entire form of thinking, because you're not smart enough to do the calculations of, hey, I could cut corners. I could fire all these people, do this and that. Now this next corporation decides to do your exact same tactic, and then you got a copycat league, and everybody does the same thing, and now you got 80% of the fucking workforce that's out of work, but you got all this fucking product, but nobody can fucking buy it.
They're going to want to follow whatever. They're going to copycat for the simple fact because it's so competitive. They were like, oh, you see them?
If they don't copycat, they might
be out of business.
Pushed out.
But you're going to lose money in the long run, because your product is just going to sit there unless you have total anarchy, which is what I suspect will happen when people can't fucking feed themselves. Yeah. You know they're going to turn violent. You know shit's going to cause, so it's like your greed is going to force the downfall of society.
Yeah, it's inevitable.
I mean, we're seeing it right now with the debt ceiling. They kicking that can down the road, and now it's like, boy, forget about it.
Running out of road.
You running out of it. Shit, your leg getting too fucking...
You running out of road.
They leg getting too tired to kick that bitch down the road now. You know what I'm saying?
There's some cones at the end of that bridge, nigga. The road ain't there no more.
Ain't no cones. You about to fall off a fucking cliff.
Right, fall off the cliff.
It's down from here now, nigga. Like...
This shit about to run out of the road. Oh,
this shit gonna fall. You know what I'm saying? And I know, Americans, because America been on top for so long, been dominated for so long, and so they can't conceive. They can't conceive it. They too afraid of it. But this happens to every big. Dynasties and all that happens to everybody. It's gonna eventually fall off. Yeah. You can't be on top forever.
So I'm just gonna with some of our late final statements as we wrap this episode up. They do a lot of predictive programming, and I know this sounds conspiratorial, but it's real. They do a lot of predictive programming. There's this thing called universal law. They have to show you what they're going to do before they do it. And when you start seeing movies like The Purge and all these apocalyptic movies,
right?
When you see people don't have resources, when you see people are struggling for food, all I'm going to say is get guns. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Shit, they trying to stop niggas from getting guns now.
Right.
So get them while you can. And that's not to be... I'm not trying to scare you, but you got to understand they are already talking about food shortages and this and that. You know what I'm saying? And, I'm not going to say what I'm doing in my household because I'm not, I play my cards close to the chest. I told y'all off, Mike, but, we brothers in this room. So, but at the same time, just take precautions because this shit can fail. We are operating off of fiat currency. This shit can fail at any moment. And then, what you gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do. Y'all probably gonna do the same shit I'm gonna do. But hey,
investments. You gotta invest in stuff that's going. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna always gonna have some value to it. Yeah. That's all you got. That's all you got to go off of, man. Because that's really what it's about. Just having something with some value, investing something so you have some equity.
Yeah.
Because trying to hoard all these fucking dollars in a bank, it ain't gonna work. I mean, just having a bank account. I was listening. I can't remember who I was listening to, but they were saying, you know, she just having a bank account ain't even worth having a bank account, regular bank account.
Yeah, you losing money.
Yes, especially in a savings account.
Yeah.
Last time I had a savings account, I had money in that bitch. I put like $20 in, and I saw that bitch dwindle.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, never would I put my money in no savings account.
Yeah, and you get 0.000.
Yeah, now them bitches
1% interest.
The banks don't got no fucking money like that.
I'm loaning
so
you my
they,
money, and you get
they loaning to somebody else. That's why it is doing.
They take your money and loan it to somebody else for what 15% interest.
Yeah,
It's a Ponzi scheme.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So when the end comes, that's all I'm gonna tell you.
Survival
We
of the
going
fittest.
because we going. I already know where it's going. When capitalism fails, we go into the barter system until they do that new.
And that's why I say good gold.
System. They do that new
Gold is
new world thing.
gold is God's currency. Gold is God's currency, man. God made it. You can't mine it as fast as they print a dollar, and that's why it's valuable.
Yep.
Yeah.
So with that being said, y'all be safe out there and don't kill nobody. And
I know we made this shit sound so terrible. Though. We made this shit sound so fucking terrible.
The end is not here yet.
it's
You
near,
know, it's-
but it ain't here yet. It's coming.
I'm not afraid of it because I feel like, man, just might as well get it over with, man. Because all this shit really is just. You just living a fucking dream, and this shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? You just living a fucking lie right now.
I know.
It's
And if
gonna
it get
fall
too
apart.
hard and get too scared,
Yeah, I ain't gonna pop myself.
I'm bullshitting.
You know what I'm saying? I'm probably wait. I mean,
It's a joke. Do not commit suicide. We do not encourage
at all.
suicide on this show.
absolutely not.
Nah.
But hey, man, look, man, we always gonna make a way, black people, man. We was here first. We gonna be here last.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You know. That's it.
Yeah.
There you have it. Capitalism Part 1 in the books.
Yeah.
We don't have a date on when we're going to do the second one, but it's coming.
Yes,
Yeah,
So,
we're gonna delay y'all because y'all been delayed like a motherfucker for this first one.
Y'all going to have to listen to this one like 5 or 6 times before you get the next one.
No, I think this is a good one. They gonna really
that's
listen to
good.
it. And then we giving you some stuff where you could go and look up stuff. You
Yeah.
know,
We encourage
do
you
your
to
own
look this
research.
stuff up that we're talking about. We're not just pulling shit out our ass.
Look, I say this all the time on this mic and off the mic, man. Don't listen to me, man. Go and
Go
read.
figure out, go
Read
research.
the book, motherfucker. Read.
Read a motherfucking book.
Listen, man. Enroll in Google University, or you know what I mean, or YouTube. Just when you look for information, you gotta do research. You gotta, because motherfuckers will give you fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? They don't know everything,
Yeah.
so you gotta just do research
That's
on
right.
everything.
Use the internet for more than shopping and porn. See y'all next week, man. Y'all be smooth. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Uncultured Roots Podcast, your new favorite podcast. Follow us on social media at Uncultured Roots Podcast. Subscribe and listen on major podcasting platforms. Stay safe and stay woke. Till next time.